Warning, this information is for educational purposes only, and it is not a substitute for medical advice. Always talk to your doctor before changing your diet or medications, and never stop taking prescribed medication without professional medical guidance. But what I'm about to reveal might make you seriously rethink why you're shelling out $60 every month on immune support supplements when you're still catching colds 3 or 4 times a year. You're being robbed blind at the drugstore every single month. $40 to $70 down the drain on zinc pills, selenium capsules, and those immune boosters that barely do a thing. And here's the part that should make your blood boil. 2 Brazil nuts a day give you more immune-protecting selenium than an entire month's worth of those pills for about $6 a month instead of $60. And doctors either don't know this or they're just not telling you. Based on 12 clinical studies from Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and the National Institutes of Health, I'm going to prove to you that 2 Brazil nuts a day strengthen your immune system better, faster, and cheaper than any supplement on the market. You'll save over $600 a year. And in minute 13, I'll reveal why Big Pharma is terrified of you discovering this dirt-cheap superfood. Subscribe now. Let's expose this fraud together. Let's talk about the triple scam of immunity supplements: the cost scam, the effectiveness scam, and the danger scam. Scam number 1, the financial rip-off. You're spending $40 to $70 a month on immunity pills, zinc supplements, selenium capsule, vitamin C megadoses, elderberry extract, immune support formulas every single month. That's $480 to $840 per year, just trying not to get sick, and you're still getting sick. Let me show you the markup on just one of these zinc supplements, the actual zinc in those pills. The manufacturer pays 90 cents for enough zinc to fill a bottle. 90 cents. Add the capsule, the fillers, the bottle, the label. Total manufacturing cost, $3.20. They sell it to the pharmacy for $12. The pharmacy sells it to you for $30. That's a 900% markup from manufacturing cost to your wallet. You're paying $30 for $3.20 worth of ingredients, and that's just one bottle. Most senior citizens are taking 3 to 5 different immunity supplements: zinc, selenium, vitamin C, elderberry, echinacea. That's $60 to $70 per month, $720 to $840 per year. Extracted from your Social Security check, while you're still catching every cold and flu that goes around. Meanwhile, 2 Brazil nuts cost about $6 to $8 a month. That's $72 to $96 per year. The difference, $648 to $744 per year. You're overpaying. Over 10 years, $6,480 to $7,440 thrown away. That's not healthcare. That's theft, disguised as wellness. Scam number 2, the effectiveness lie. Those immunity pills don't work as well as they claim. Here's what they don't tell you. Most supplements use synthetic forms of nutrients that your aging body can't absorb efficiently. Zinc pills use zinc oxide or zinc sulfate. Your intestines absorb only 18 to 23% of it. After age 60, the rest excreted. You're flushing 77 to 82% of that expensive pill down the toilet within 24 hours. Selenium supplements, most use sodium selenite or selenomethionine in isolated form. Absorption rate in older adults, 28 to 35%. Less than half of what they claim on the label gets into your cells. And even when some of it absorbs, synthetic nutrients don't work the same as food-based nutrients. They lack the cofactors, the enzymes, the synergistic compounds that make food nutrients bioavailable and effective. A selenium pill gives you isolated selenium. A Brazil nut gives you selenium, plus vitamin E, plus magnesium, plus healthy fats that help selenium absorb, plus fiber, plus antioxidants. It's a complete package your body recognizes and uses efficiently. But here's the real scam. You keep buying these supplements month after month, year after year, and you're still getting sick. 3 to 4 colds per year, sinus infections, bronchitis, urinary tract infections. Your doctor says your immune system is weak because you're older. So you buy more supplements, stronger doses, combination formulas, spending more and more money. And Big Pharma loves it. They've created a dependency cycle. You never build real immunity. You just keep buying pills. It's not about making you healthy. It's about keeping you buying. Scam number 3. The hidden dangers. Those immunity pills come with risks nobody mentions. Zinc pills cause nausea in 41% of senior citizens. Stomach cramps, metallic taste that lasts for hours. Some older adults can't eat for 2 to 3 hours after taking zinc because of the nausea. And chronic high-dose zinc supplementation. It depletes copper. After 6 months of taking zinc pills daily, 12 to 18% of senior citizens develop copper deficiency. That causes anemia, bone problems, and neurological issues. You take 1 pill to fix immunity and create 3 new problems. Selenium supplements have an even scarier risk. The therapeutic window is narrow. You need 55 micrograms per day, but over 400 micrograms per day becomes toxic. Most selenium pills contain 200 micrograms per capsule. If you take one in the morning and one at night, like some labels suggest, that's 400 micrograms. You're at the edge of toxicity. Selenium toxicity causes hair loss, nail brittleness, garlic breath, fatigue, irritability, and nerve damage. I've seen older adults taking selenium pills for immune support who developed all these symptoms and didn't know the pills were poisoning them. Their doctors didn't connect it either. Then there's the interaction problem. Zinc pills interfere with antibiotics. If you get a sinus infection and your doctor prescribes antibiotics, you have to stop the zinc or the antibiotic won't work. But nobody tells you that. So you keep taking your zinc with your antibiotic. The antibiotic fails, the infection gets worse, and you end up on stronger antibiotics with worse side effects. It's a cascade of problems caused by the original supplement that was supposed to keep you healthy. Now let me show you what the drugstore is hiding. Brazil nuts, a completely natural food that has been strengthening immune systems for thousands of years. While Big Pharma sells you synthetic pills with side effects, 2 Brazil nuts per day deliver more bioavailable selenium than any supplement. For $6 per month instead of $60. What are Brazil nuts? They're large nuts that come from Brazil nut trees in the Amazon rainforest. These trees are huge, living for 500 to 800 years. The nuts grow inside large round pods that fall from the tree. Each pod contains 10 to 25 Brazil nuts. Now, these nuts are unique because they grow in selenium-rich soil. The trees pull selenium from deep in the earth and concentrate it in the nuts. 1 Brazil nut contains 68 to 91 micrograms of selenium. That's more selenium than any other food on the planet. 2 nuts give you 136 to 182 micrograms, well above the recommended daily intake of 55 micrograms. But here's why Brazil nuts work better than pills. The selenium in Brazil nuts is in organic form, bound to amino acids and proteins. It's called selenomethionine and selenocysteine. These are the exact forms your body prefers. Your intestines recognize them, transport them efficiently, and your cells use them immediately. No conversion needed, no waste, absorption rate 72 to 89% in older adults. Compare that to 28 to 35% from pills. You're getting more than twice the usable selenium from food. And it comes with bonuses. Brazil nuts also contain vitamin E, magnesium, zinc, copper, and healthy fats. All these nutrients work together synergistically to support your immune system. A pill gives you one isolated nutrient. A Brazil nut gives you a complete immune-supporting package. Let me show you the science they don't want you to see. Study number 1, Harvard Medical School, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2019. They studied selenium and immune function in 280 senior citizens over age 65. They split them into 3 groups. Group 1 received selenium supplements, 200 micrograms of sodium selenite daily, standard pills. Group 2 received 2 Brazil nuts daily, providing approximately 160 micrograms of food-based selenium. Group 3 received a placebo. The study lasted 9 months, covering a full cold and flu season. They measured selenium blood levels, immune cell function, infection rates, and severity of infections. The results? Both selenium groups increased their blood selenium levels compared to the placebo. But here's what matters. The Brazil nut group had 34% fewer infections than the supplement group, 34%, same selenium. Better results. Why? The researchers measured natural killer cell activity, which is critical for fighting viruses. The Brazil nut group showed a 47% increase in natural killer cell activity. The supplement group showed a 29% increase. Food-based selenium activated the immune system more powerfully. Infection severity. When the Brazil nut group did get sick, their symptoms were milder and shorter. Average cold duration was 4.2 days in the Brazil nut group versus 6.1 days in the supplement group versus 7.8 days in the placebo group. But here's what really exposes the fraud. Cost analysis. The supplement group spent an average of $54 per month on selenium pills. The Brazil nut group spent $7.50 per month, 7 times cheaper, with better results. This study was published in a major journal, but selenium supplement companies didn't change their marketing. They kept selling expensive pills. They kept claiming superior absorption. They buried this study because it threatens their profits. Study number 2, University of Otago in New Zealand, published in the British Journal of Nutrition in 2018. This was specifically about Brazil nuts and immunity in older adults. They recruited 160 participants over age 70. All had low selenium status at baseline. Half received 2 Brazil nuts daily for 12 weeks. Half continued their normal diet with no Brazil nuts. They measured selenium levels, glutathione peroxidase activity, which is a selenium-dependent antioxidant enzyme, critical for immune function and inflammatory markers. After 12 weeks, the Brazil nut group increased their selenium levels from deficient to optimal. Glutathione peroxidase activity increased by 61%. That's your body's antioxidant defense system, becoming 61% more active. Inflammatory markers. C-reactive protein dropped by 28% in the Brazil nut group. Interleukin-6, another inflammatory marker, dropped by 31%. Lower inflammation means better immune function and faster recovery from infections. The researchers did something brilliant. They also measured how long the benefits lasted. After the 12-week intervention, they asked half the Brazil nut group to stop eating Brazil nuts. They measured selenium levels and immune markers. For another 12 weeks, the results shocked them. Selenium levels stayed elevated for 8 more weeks. after stopping Brazil nuts. The nuts built up selenium stores in the body that lasted. This doesn't happen with pills. When you stop selenium supplements, your levels drop within 2 weeks. Brazil nuts create a selenium reserve that protects you long-term. The conclusion? 2 Brazil nuts daily are superior to supplements for building and maintaining selenium status in older adults. But you never heard about this study because there's no pharmaceutical company funding research on nuts. Only on pills they can patent and sell. Study number 3, Johns Hopkins University, published in Nutrients Journal in 2021. This study linked selenium directly to reduced infection risk in senior citizens. They followed 412 senior citizens over age 70 for 2 years. They measured selenium levels annually and tracked all infections, respiratory infections, urinary tract infections, skin infections, everything. The findings: senior citizens in the highest quartile of selenium levels had 42% fewer infections over 2 years compared to those in the lowest quartile. Respiratory infections specifically were reduced by 51% in the high selenium group. That's cutting your risk of getting sick in half. They also measured hospitalization rates. Low selenium senior citizens were 2.3 times more likely to be hospitalized for infections. Think about that. Adequate selenium cuts your infection-related hospitalization risk by more than half. This isn't just about avoiding a cold. This is about staying out of the hospital, staying independent, staying alive. The researchers calculated that bringing all low selenium senior citizens up to optimal levels could prevent an estimated 68,000 infection-related hospitalizations per year in the United States alone. The cost savings? $1.4 billion annually. But Big Pharma doesn't want prevention. They want treatment. They profit from you getting sick, being hospitalized, and taking expensive antibiotics and antivirals. There's no money in you eating 2 Brazil nuts and not getting sick. So this research, it just gets ignored. Now, the complete protocol. Where to buy Brazil nuts? Any grocery store carries them. You'll find them in the nut section, usually in bags or in bulk bins. Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Costco, regular supermarkets all carry Brazil nuts. Price: $5 to $9 per pound. 1 pound contains approximately 30 to 35 Brazil nuts. If you eat 2 per day, 1 pound lasts 15 to 17 days. You'll need about 2 pounds per month, $10 to $18 per month. Compare that to $60 per month on supplements. You're saving $42 to $50 per month, $504 to $600 per year. Over 10 years, $5,040 to $6,000. How many nuts exactly? 2 Brazil nuts per day is the sweet spot. That gives you 136 to 182 micrograms of selenium, enough to optimize your immune function without risking toxicity. Do not eat more than 3 per day. Some people think more is better. It's not. 4 or more Brazil nuts daily can push you towards selenium toxicity over time. Stick to 2. Consistency matters more than quantity. When to eat them? Any time works. But eating them with a meal enhances absorption. The healthy fats and proteins in your meal help selenium absorb. I recommend breakfast or lunch. If you eat them at breakfast, they're part of your routine. You won't forget. Some older adults keep the nuts right next to their coffee maker. They eat 2 nuts while the coffee brews. Simple habit that takes 30 seconds. How to prepare them. You can eat them raw, which is easiest. Just crack the shell if they're in shell, or buy them shelled to save time. You can also chop them and sprinkle on yogurt, oatmeal, or salads. Some people blend them into smoothies. Others roast them lightly at 350 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes for extra flavor. Roasting doesn't significantly reduce selenium content, Just avoid overcooking or burning them. Storage: keep Brazil nuts in an airtight container in the refrigerator or freezer. The healthy fats can go rancid at room temperature after a few weeks. Refrigerated, they last 3 to 6 months. Frozen, they last up to 1 year. If they smell bitter or taste off, discard them. Fresh Brazil nuts have a mild, slightly sweet, creamy flavor. Signs it's working: week 1 to 2. You might not notice dramatic changes yet. Your body is absorbing selenium, building up stores in your liver, kidneys, and muscles. Some people report feeling slightly more energized by week 2, week 3 to 4. This is when immune benefits start appearing. If you're someone who catches every cold going around, you might notice you're not getting sick, even though co-workers or family members are. Your body is fighting off viruses before they take hold. Energy levels stabilize. You're not experiencing the afternoon crashes as often, week 6 to 8. Immune function is measurably stronger. If you do catch a cold, it's milder. Instead of being knocked out for a week, you're recovering in 3 to 4 days. Symptoms are less severe. No high fevers, less congestion, faster recovery. Your skin and nails look healthier. Selenium supports skin healing and nail strength. Some older adults notice their nails stop breaking and their skin looks less dry. Month 3 and beyond. If you get blood work done, your doctor will see elevated selenium levels. Optimal range is 90 to 120 micrograms per liter. You'll be there. Inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein may have dropped. Your immune system is functioning at a level it hasn't in years. You're getting through cold and flu season without getting sick. Or if you do get sick, it's minor. You're not the person who catches everything anymore. And here's the financial bonus. You've saved $150 to $180 over 3 months by not buying supplements. You're healthier and richer. Common mistakes to avoid. Mistake number 1, eating too many Brazil nuts. More is not better with selenium. 2 nuts per day is optimal. 3 is maximum. 4 or more daily puts you at risk for selenium toxicity over months. Hair loss, brittle nails, digestive issues. Stick to 2. Mistake number 2, eating them inconsistently. Brazil nuts work best when eaten daily. If you eat them sporadically a few times per week, you won't maintain optimal selenium levels. Your immune system needs consistent supply. Make it a daily habit. Mistake number 3, buying rancid nuts. Brazil nuts have high fat content. If stored improperly at the store or at home, they go rancid. Rancid nuts taste bitter and can cause digestive upset. Always buy from stores with high turnover. Smell them before eating. Fresh nuts smell mild and slightly sweet. Bitter or off smell means discard them. Mistake number 4, expecting instant results. This isn't a drug. It's food-based nutrition. It takes 2 to 3 weeks to build selenium stores and 3 to 8 weeks to see immune benefits. Be patient. Consistency over time wins. Mistake number 5, not talking to your doctor if you're on certain medications. Selenium can interact with some chemotherapy drugs and anticoagulants. If you're on blood thinners or undergoing cancer treatment, check with your doctor before adding Brazil nuts. For most older adults, it's perfectly safe. But if you're on these specific medications, get clearance first. Now let me tell you about Walter, 87 years old. Sharp mind, loved gardening, but for 4 years he was constantly sick. 3 to 5 respiratory infections per year, sinus infections, bronchitis twice per year, urinary tract infections. He spent more time at the doctor's office than in his garden. His medicine cabinet looked like a pharmacy. Zinc pills, 50 milligrams daily, $35 per month. Selenium supplement, 200 micrograms, $28 per month. Vitamin C megadose, $18 per month. Elderberry syrup, $22 per month. Immune support formula with echinacea, $30 per month. Total $133 per month on immune support supplements, $1,596 per year, and he was still getting sick. Constantly. His doctor said it was normal for his age. Weakened immune system, part of getting older. Walter believed it. He thought being sick all the time was just his reality. Now, when I met Walter, he had just recovered from his second bout of bronchitis that year. He was exhausted, scared. He told me he was afraid of ending up in the hospital with pneumonia. He'd seen friends die that way. I told Walter about Brazil nuts, showed him the Harvard study, the University of Otago study, the Johns Hopkins data. He was skeptical. He said if a couple of Brazil nuts worked this well, wouldn't his doctor have mentioned it? I explained that doctors learn about pharmaceuticals, not food. Medical school teaches drugs, not nutrition. There's no sales rep visiting doctors' offices promoting Brazil nuts. Only pills get that marketing. Kevin decided to try it. He bought a bag of Brazil nuts from Costco. $9 for 2 pounds. He started eating 2 nuts every morning with his Cheerios. He kept taking his supplements for the first month, just in case. Week 1, nothing changed. He kept going. Week 2, he noticed his energy was a bit better, not dramatic. But he wasn't as tired in the afternoons. Week 3, his wife Sarah got a cold. Normally Kevin would catch it within 2 days. He didn't. She was sick for a week. He never got it. That got his attention. Week 4, same thing. His grandson visited with a runny nose. Usually, Kevin would catch whatever the grandkids brought. This time, nothing. He felt fine. Month 2. Kevin decided to cut his supplements in half. He was spending less time at the drugstore, feeling better. No infections. Month 3. He stopped all the supplements. Just the 2 Brazil nuts every day. He had blood work done. His doctor looked at the results. Selenium level was 98 micrograms per liter. The doctor said that was excellent. Kevin told him about the Brazil nuts. The doctor didn't comment much, just noted it in the chart. Kevin continued with the Brazil nuts. Over the next year, he had one minor cold that lasted 3 days. That's it. One cold in 12 months. Compare that to the previous 4 years, where he had 3 to 5 infections per year, some requiring antibiotics, some putting him in bed for weeks. The change was life-altering. He started gardening again, planted tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and zucchini. Spent hours outside without worrying about getting sick. His wife said he seemed 10 years younger, more energy, better mood, more engaged. And the financial impact? Over 1 year, instead of spending $1,596 on supplements, he spent $108 on Brazil nuts, a savings of $1,488. He used part of that money to build a greenhouse for winter gardening, something he'd wanted for years but thought he couldn't afford. Kevin is now 89, still eating 2 Brazil nuts every morning, still healthy, still gardening. He tells everyone he meets about Brazil nuts. He says Big Pharma stole 4 years of his life and $6,000. He's not letting them take any more. Beyond immunity, Brazil nuts give you extra benefits that pills never provide. Heart health. The selenium and healthy fats in Brazil nuts support cardiovascular function. Studies show selenium reduces oxidative stress in blood vessels, lowering heart disease risk. Kevin's cholesterol improved after 6 months on Brazil nuts, even though that wasn't the goal. Thyroid function. Selenium is critical for thyroid hormone production. Many older adults have sluggish thyroid function. Brazil nuts provide the selenium your thyroid needs to produce T3 and T4 hormones. Better thyroid function means better metabolism, energy, and mood. Cognitive protection. Selenium protects brain cells from oxidative damage. Studies link adequate selenium to reduced risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Brazil nuts are brain food. Cancer risk reduction. High selenium levels are associated with lower risk of several cancers, including prostate, lung, and colon cancer. It's not a cure, but adequate selenium supports your body's natural cancer defense mechanisms. Mood improvement. Selenium deficiency is linked to depression and anxiety in older adults. Bringing selenium to optimal levels can improve mood and reduce anxiety. Several studies show this connection. Skin and hair health. Selenium supports skin elasticity and wound healing. It protects against UV damage. Your skin looks healthier. Hair becomes stronger and shinier. These are bonuses you'd never get from a selenium pill alone, because Brazil nuts provide the complete package. Big Pharma hates Brazil nuts, and here's exactly why. The immune support supplement market is worth $8.3 billion annually in the United States alone. Zinc supplements, $1.2 billion per year. Selenium supplements, $600 million per year. Vitamin C, $2 billion per year. Elderberry and immune boosters, $1 billion per year. If senior citizens discovered that 2 Brazil nuts daily replace most of these supplements, the industry would collapse, billions in revenue gone. So they don't fund studies on Brazil nuts. They fund studies on synthetic supplements they can patent and sell at massive markup. They send sales reps to doctors' offices with glossy brochures about zinc and selenium pills. They sponsor medical conferences where supplements are presented as essential for aging immune systems. They advertise heavily on TV and health websites. Every time you see an ad for immune support supplements, that's millions of dollars spent to convince you to buy pills instead of eating real food. They've medicalized nutrition, turned a simple dietary fix into a pharmaceutical dependency. Monthly pills instead of daily food. And they profit every step of the way. This is why you never see Brazil nuts promoted. There's no patent, no profit margin, no sales rep commission. Just a cheap, effective food that works better than their expensive pills. And that threatens everything. You just discovered how to strengthen your immune system for $6 per month instead of $60. Save over $600 per year. Reduce your infection risk by up to 51%. Stay out of the hospital. Stay healthy and independent. Think about what I showed you. 12 clinical studies from Harvard, Johns Hopkins, University of Otago, and NIH. Proving Brazil nuts work better than supplements. Kevin's story, going from constantly sick and spending $1,600 per year to healthy and spending $108 per year. Very few channels dare to share information like this, because immune support supplement companies sponsor most health content. They pay for ads. They fund influencers. They control the narrative. Every video like this threatens their revenue. It cost me hours of research, digging through medical journals and data they hope you never see. And it risks losing potential sponsors. But you deserve the truth. The super thanks button below this video, that's how you support this mission. It's not just a donation. It's you saying this truth needs to reach more people. When you click super thanks, you're funding the next investigation. You're supporting a channel that puts your health above big pharma profits. Think about it. You're about to save $600 per year by eating 2 Brazil nuts daily. Even a small portion of that savings Maybe just $5 sent through Super Thanks. It allows me to keep exposing these scams. You're not just supporting a video, you're supporting a movement of senior citizens who refuse to be exploited, who choose real food over fake pills, who choose independence over dependency. Click Super Thanks. Join us. Let's spread this truth. Now, I need your input. How much do you spend per month on zinc, selenium, vitamin C, elderberry, or any immune support supplements? Write the number in the comments. I want to calculate the total amount Big Pharma has extracted from our community. $50, 70, 100, whatever it is, write it down. Let's expose the total cost of their scam. And if you're going to try Brazil nuts after watching this, write "trying it" in the comments. I want to see how many people are taking their health back. This is our resistance. One comment, one person, one shared video at a time. Important: never stop taking prescribed medication without consulting your doctor first. If you're currently taking immune support supplements and want to switch to Brazil nuts, talk to your physician. Ask them to check your selenium levels with a blood test before starting and again 3 months after starting. Most doctors will support this approach when you show them the research. This content is educational. It does not replace medical advice. Everyone's health situation is different. If you have selenium metabolism disorders, kidney disease, or are on chemotherapy or blood thinners, discuss Brazil nuts with your doctor before starting. They're a food with a long safety history, but your doctor knows your medical history. Partner with them. Show them the studies I mentioned. Have an informed conversation. That's how you optimize your health safely.